So hi, I'm Amireh.
I'm Aric.
And we're members of the Teen Arts Council, and today we have with us Faye Driscoll. So Faye, we'd like to ask, what were you like in your teenhood?
Oh, my teenhood. I think I was more shy. Had a lot going on the inside, but tried to act really aloof and cool on the outside. I was very disciplined and into dance, and I went to an arts high school, so I was around a lot of other artists. And I think people who knew me then and know me now are like, oh my God, you're really different.
How do you start your choreographing process?
You know, there's this start that is happening when I'm just walking down the street. That's like some image or some sensation I'm having. And then there's like first rehearsal, which is a different type of start, where that stuff that's like sort of slowly growing in me and is unformed starts to have to come out of me in order to be in conversation with the other human beings in my work.
So what does it take to become a choreographer?
I mean, I think for me it's about I came from maybe a more traditional story, and then I danced first, and I danced to other people first, and I learned a lot of things about dance, some of which were helpful and some of which weren't. So you want to dance as a kid, and there's a couple options: jazz, tap, ballet. So I think it took me a while of like training in all these other forms to realize that I wanted to play with my own making inside of it. And then it was a lot about, for me, learning about editing, learning about observation and attention, seeing things. And it's always about actually a full world, installation, the sound. It's not for me about making just dance moves. It's really about a whole world, and then even a whole culture that I'm making, and a kind of alchemy I'm making with the group of people that I'm working with. So I think, but people have many ways into that.
When did you start considering yourself like a real artist?
I don't know if I've ever thought of it as being a real artist. I know that I was deeply committed to being a dancer, and that I worked really, really hard and obsessively to develop skills for that. And then I performed as a dancer and reached a point where I wanted to make my own work. And at some point in making my own work, there's such an excruciating amount of self-doubt that I had to tell myself, okay, no matter what, you just have to commit. And I gave myself a time limit of 2 years when I started making my own work, like outside of performing for other people, really directing my own work. I said, okay, for the next 2 years, it's like grad school. And something about that commitment overrides the incessant like fear, self-doubt, and chaos of being a maker.
So what are you looking forward to during your artist residency here at the ICA?
I'm looking forward to sharing some of what we've been doing with the audience here. And I'm not looking forward to leaving. I love this space so much. I think this type of residency for performing artists is really profound to have the support.
So one of your pieces is called Thank You for Coming, and what significance does that title have to your work?
It's sort of what we say a lot in the performing community. Like, thank you for coming, thank you so much for coming to my show. It's also what people say when they come to dinner. Thank you so much for being here. And I think I like how it's at once this sort of supplication and it's this acknowledgement that you are in fact there. So thank you for coming. Attendance is the first part, and thank you for coming play is the second part. And thank you for coming play is different from attendance in that it's dealing much more with how narrative and stories function in our lives, and working with them to dislodge them, making things that seem comprehensive a bit more incomprehensible. Whereas in attendance, I was dealing much more with body and sensation and a sense of interconnectedness through physicality. This work, it's a sense of interconnectedness through ways we make meaning, story, narrative, and also language, dealing with the process of making language and trying to actually dislocate it from the body and look at them apart from each other and look at their dance with each other.
Now we have our speed round questions, so you don't have to think too much about them. Okay, so what's your favorite animal?
Elephant.
If you could dance to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Leave Me Alone by Joy Division.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
Would you rather have toes for teeth or teeth for toes?
Teeth for toes.
What element are you?
Fire.
What is your spirit furniture?
Ooh, treadmill? It's so sad, though.
I think that concludes our interview.
Unless, would you like to teach us a simple dance move?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Okay, so this is from a show that I did here called You're Me. Okay, so this thing kind of like snakes through your body. Yeah. And it, yeah, exactly. And it's like you're doing this shape and this shape. So if you go like that and then that, but then you're sort of snaking it and your foot comes off the ground. Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go like that. And then this next one's tricky. You go step, step, hip, and then bring your hand to your mouth like you're eating an apple. Yeah, okay, the whole thing. And snaky, and step, step, hip, hand to mouth. And then open your mouth a little bit like you're eating it at the end. Yeah. Ready, and snaky, step, step, hip, eat the apple, open the mouth. Yes, that was good. It's past. Yeah, past. Yeah, it's hard work. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Nick and Jake who are doing that, and they're just like, you know.